Now I've come down here on purpose and I'm still struggling to fill this bottle with water to try to feel what these people have to go through. If you just look at this water, I don't know if you can see it very well. I mean, all you see is brown water. It's not even remotely clear. It doesn't even make you want to drink it. And Allah knows what types of diseases will be in this water. Okay, my feet, as I clamber out of this water, are beginning to hurt as I step on these sharp stones, wondering how this girl does this every single day. And you can see even somebody my age, somebody who's as healthy as me, is struggling to lift this water from the river. And now as I reach my sandals, you can see the condition of my feet, and I don't even want to contemplate putting my feet into these sandals because of the state that my sandals are going to become. But these are the luxuries that we have living in the part of the world that we have. Luxuries that these children, I'd say, can't even try to dream of. So, to everybody who's listening and watching this, I hope you can appreciate, just from what you've seen, a very small amount of what these people have to go through. Just to give you an idea of what he has to do, it's a very, very basic, elementary lifestyle which he struggles to fund. In the morning, at dawn, he wakes up, he gets up. Normally there is nothing to eat in his house. He may have a cup of tea, which is basically boiled water with a few leaves in there. He is an orphan, his sisters are orphans, they've got nobody else they can rely on, so he has to pay for all the essentials, including food and whatever else he needs in the house. His build, if you have a look at his legs, if you have a look at his body, his skeletal structure, he's very, very thin and malnourished, and this is obviously having a toll on him. You can see his face, his cheekbones are showing through. He is very, very weak, and this is due to his diet or lack of it, and also due to the work that he does and the intensity of this work. He is also suffering from malaria. Okay, now this is quite common in the village because of the lack of basic medical equipment, and the hospital doesn't have any electricity at all. It has very, very simple equipment, basic equipment. Medicines are scarce, and therefore treating such conditions as malaria is very, very difficult. Comes to the field. He works here non-stop for between anything up to 8 to 10 hours on a daily basis. And he doesn't have a head covering, he doesn't have anything that he can wear, he doesn't have access to water, there's no taps or anything nearby that he can use to get a drink of water. So, coupled with his malnutrition and his malaria, he still continues to come out here day in, day out to cut these weeds and take them back, purely and simply because he hasn't got a choice. He cannot do anything else. If he doesn't do this, then his family will literally die. They will not have anything to eat, and nobody else is there to support them. Now, what I'm doing is just emulating what Ahmed is doing. Now, we've got to be careful that we don't cut into the crops because these belong to farmers. He's strictly not allowed to cut any of the crops. The equipment that he uses is very primitive, very basic. It's not sharp at all. Very, very uncomfortable to hold. There's no rubber handle or anything. It's just a piece of metal that's been put together. Doing this now for a couple of minutes, I'm finding it very hard. My head is hurting because of the sun penetrating onto my head. When we talk about the extremes of poverty, this is actually the extreme of poverty.
أبوي وأمي والله لغاية نتذكرهم في أي لحظة، في أي حاجة نتذكرهم. كانوا يلبسونا، كانوا يفرحونا، كنا نقرأ مدرسة والله تمام، كنا ماشيين في المدرسة. وكنت أمي متوفى خلاص، من أبوي توفى وأمي خلاص المدرسة نحن ذاته وقفنا منها، طولنا ذاته ما قاعد نقرأ. أتمنى بس أقرأ المدرسة، أتمنى نقرأ أنا وأخواني ده مدرسة، نتمنى نقرأ.
We're just preparing some very simple sandwiches made from honey and cheese for the orphans. Now, as you can see, this food is very simple, but this is the kind of food that they just simply don't have access to, and can only dream of days like this. And at the same time, if you look at the manners of these children, that they are not happy with the fact that we're sitting on the floor. When offered the sandwich first, she said, "Look, what about you? You should go first." So even though they have nothing, but still they don't beg. Still they don't have bad manners and eat before asking us.
والله أنا الناس دي لو نتمنى لهم كل الشكر، ونتمنى إنه يتواصلوا معانا. عشان كده نحن يعني جد كده نتمنى إن شاء الله الناس دي يعني رسالة منهم بس شنو يشوفوا لنا الأيتام ويراعوا لنا الأيتام.
Where we are now is outside the refugee system in Sudan. So the people come here and wait here till they are, tough word, processed basically, and then put into one of the many camps that the Sudanese government offer. Alhamdulillah, they're trying their best. They're trying to do it very quickly and efficiently. If the UN or whoever's giving the money has cut this wage so much, and we know they can't do this, so we're not here to judge them. The fact that they've taken these people in is the most wonderful thing within itself. Yeah, so what we need to do is support them, support these people in finding the funds and helping them deliver better services, inshallah.
This has been the hardest bit. This has been the hardest bit. These people are in a very desperate situation. I cannot believe that they live in these conditions. One of the things I've tried doing is just imagine myself to be living here, that I'm not going anywhere else. And it's a very scary thought. To know that this is it. Because for some of these refugees, there is no hope. This is hell for these people. We have to do something.
It's too tragic. It's you can't describe some of the feelings that are going through me at the moment. Put ourselves in their position. We keep asking ourselves this question randomly when we're in a situation where in a camp or we're in somebody's house. We've asked ourselves, how would you feel if you were here? How would you How would you be thinking if this was you?
You know, the last few days we've experienced things that we couldn't even imagine existed. Every brother along this journey has at one time broken down, and all I can say is that if we are going to make a change for all of these people, we have to, and we must start today. We must start today.
We have made a promise amongst ourselves that we will not turn our backs on these people that we have met, because they are absolutely amazing people. I mean, many of us have taken away their stories, taken away their images, and are planning to embed those deeply into our hearts and make them a part of our lives, inshallah. And it's given us great inspiration to see these absolutely wonderful people, to be with them, to see how they smile, to see how honourable and dignified they are, to see how they have amazing aspirations.
I'm going to tell people what's happening here. I'm going to make them remember, and if they don't want to remember, then that's just tough, because I'm going to make them remember. Because even if they don't understand the benefit for themselves, they need to accept the benefit for these people.
The meaning of the ithar, subhanallah, is one of the beautiful words in Islam. You have something in your hand, you need it for yourself, and you need to use it for your own benefit. You are in need for that, and you pass it to another.
The friends of the Prophet are now a people who are seeking refuge, and it's a real shame that hundreds of years ago this region welcomed the Sahaba and gave refuge to them, and now today we are finding the same region a people who are suffering, and the world has forgotten them. For the people of Eritrea in these refugee camps, the best thing that could come out is that when we return back to the UK, that we create such a movement that invites people to understand the situation, but not just that, but to really feel what these people are feeling so that they can do something about them. And we want the world to know that these people are forgotten, and there are opportunities for us to do something about it. Inshallah, I hope this is the beginning of something big.